All right, so today we're talking 5-6, and we're solving equations again. And when we're talking about equations, we're talking about expressions that have what kind of sign? Has to have this sign to be an equation back there? An equal sign, all right? So equations have equal signs. If you don't have an equal sign, it's not an equation. So we're going to get right into the example 1a. And this one is b plus 3/5 equals 3/2, or 3/2. All right, is this an equation?
Yes.
Yes, because it has an equal sign. Therefore, you can apply any of the properties of equality, okay? Which means you have to use those to solve for what letter? B. All right, I want to find out what that is. So this is how you, and this is a review. I hope this isn't new. We did this with integers. But what's happening with B? It's being added with. So what undoes that?
Subtraction.
So I'm going to subtract 3/5 from
B. 1 and 1.
both sides. Both sides. Keep it balanced. And I'm telling you right now, the property of equality says this. If you only subtract 3/5 from one side or the other, then you're going to get an unbalanced equation, and that's no good. You need to have balance, so we're going to subtract 3/5 from both sides. You guys remember that? Do it for both sides. All right, what's nice is that what are you left with on the left side? Yeah, because what's 3/5 minus 3/5? 0. And this is something, I know it's been a whole weekend past, but there's actually a property here being applied just with this little problem, and it's actually one that doesn't look exactly like we talked about it on, I think it was Thursday or Friday, but does anyone know what property might be right here? It's there, and it's a property of addition. John? The inverse property? You mean a number plus its opposite equals 0? Okay, that's a number. Is that the opposite of the number?
Yes.
But here's a huge condition. Are these really being added?
Yes.
Yes, they are being added. This value is being added with this value. So can I ask you this? What's 3/5 plus negative 3/5?
0.
So isn't that get eliminated? Basically, it gets canceled out. I could do that. And then what are you left with?
B.
Does anyone know what property is being used now with B and this value? It's another property. And we talked about it. It's an addition property. Any number plus.
0 equals that same number.
So, good, the identity property. What's B plus 0? B. All right, so B. So how many properties are being used here in this one step? 2 at the same time. And I like that. So did I say we're going to use the addition properties a lot? Yeah, we're going to use it actually more than I even, like sometimes I forget. Wait, we use like 4 of them right there because we use them so often, they're so vital. All right, here's our problem. It's 3/2 minus 3/5. Does this problem look familiar? Yeah. It looks like something you did last week or this weekend, or hopefully not, but this morning for some of you. This is what you're doing on your quiz. You're finding out what's B. Well, you're supposed to subtract these together. This was Friday's lesson. So here, can we just subtract as they are?
No.
Now we have to find the, which is what in this problem? 10. It happens to be 2 times 5, which is 10. All right, I want to change both denominators to be 10. I want both denominators to be 10, right? So what do I multiply 3/2 by to get a denominator of 10? Callie? 5/5, which gives me 15/10, or 5/5. What do I multiply 3/5 by to get a denominator of 10? Give me the correct answer here, Elizabeth.
2/2.
Yep, 2/2, which gives me 6/10. 15/10 minus 6/10, 9/10. So 9/10 my answer, right?
Yes. No,
B.
B.
Well, the number part's right.
Yes, the numerical part's right. But remember how we started with an equation? Our answer should end out with a simplified equation. A variable equals a number. And those can be flip-flopped, by the way. 9/10 could equal b. Same idea. Like that is possible, but that is not simplified. So like if I had 9.5 tenths, that's a value, but we need to make that simplified. Basically by multiplying the fraction by 2 over 2. That'll give us a simplified version. Okay, let's look at b. This is one type of rational number, but b is the second type of rational number. What type of number is that on b? So we dealt with fractions up top. Now what kind of numbers are we dealing with? Decimals. So that's another type of rational number. That's why we have this whole chapter being called rational numbers, or addition and subtraction of rational numbers. All right, I look at the variable a. What's happening with a? It's being subtracted with 3.2. So what undoes that subtraction? What undoes it? Addition of
3.2 and 2.
So 3.2 on both sides. I'm going to add 3.2 on both sides. Decimals are a little bit easier to work with because all you have to do is line up the decimals. Okay, but I'm going to write it in a different way to show you that it's a review of last week's stuff. All right, what's negative 3.2 plus 3.2? This cancels. And some of you may be thinking, Mr. A, did you misstate something? You called this negative 3.2. I thought that's minus 3.2. It's both. It's both. So if I have negative 3.2 plus 3.2, what do I get? 0. And then what's a plus 0? Good. I like doing that because the answer is either the number or the variable or 0, but hopefully you guys know it's a. And then adding these up is pretty straightforward. I get 5.9. A equals 5.9. Okay, you guys get that? A lot easier.
But then if you get subtraction.
There you go. So I guess it depends on what type of numbers and what your preferences are. But let's see if we can practice a little bit here. On page 249, at the very bottom, there are a set of questions. Let's do number 5. Actually, you do number 5. See if you can get it. Solve for R. On number 5 down there. You may use it. You may use it. And I'll actually show you what I think you're thinking of. Let's see if I can read Bella's mind here. Okay, I have this problem right here, but I'm like, I kind of get it, but can I do this? Is this next step allowed? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Why?
Commutative
Commutative
property.
property. So instead of saying 2/3 plus R, if that's too difficult to think of, that's okay. R plus 2/3 is also okay. All right, so what do you do to both sides? Make sure you're not talking or distracting any of your neighbors because we want to make sure that they're paying attention and working hard. Ma'am? What do I do here? So I'm going to subtract 2/3 from both sides. What am I left with on the left side? R. And then, what do I need to happen here? Which is what? Okay, so my LCD is 15. And by the way, you can work this out vertically or you can work it out horizontally. And so what does this have to change to get a denominator of 15? So I'm going to multiply this by 3/3, so I get 9/15. What should I multiply 2/3 by to get a denominator of 15, Jack? So 5/5. Okay, so 5/5 here will get me negative 10/15. All right, so what's 9/15 minus 10/15? Yes, ma'am? Negative 1/15. And that's what R equals, negative 1/15. Okay, so those common denominators are necessary to add or subtract. Okay, you guys good on that? Yes, ma'am.
So could you have just done 9/15 minus 10/15 and then gotten negative 1/15?
Yes. Yeah, that's what we did right here. Like right there. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Oh. Mixed numbers, our favorite. Number 6. Yeah, because these are going to be on there. We're going to be ready for them. And again, this could be on your quiz where you're adding or subtracting mixed numbers. So you got to be ready for that.
Mixed numbers, the improper fraction, then turn the improper fraction denominator into a LCD, and then you just do that, and then you simplify it.
Yes, you can always go through that step where you change them improper, add or subtract after getting a common denominator, then convert it back into mixed numbers. But especially with bigger mixed numbers, it just makes your numbers bigger to add or subtract. So it's possible, but really get used to this, especially for the smaller one, for the bigger mixed numbers. And then yes, we will definitely do that as well. 5 2/3. All right, so 7.5 equals x minus 5 2/3. What's happening to x? It's being subtracted by 5 2/3. What undoes that subtraction? So I'm going to add 5 2/3 to both sides.
Why would you add 7.5 to
Both sides?
Yeah.
If I did that, yes, it would cancel this out, right? But I'd be left with x minus a bigger negative number, and that still doesn't give me what x is. I'd have to change it back up. So you are allowed to subtract 7.5, but that won't get x by itself. Because what happens with these two guys right here? They become 0, and x plus 0 this is x. So that's what I want. I want x by itself. That's your whole goal when solving. And then here's what you want to add. So can I tell you again? This problem right here, if I gave you this right here is going to be on the quiz. We're doing this for today's lesson, but this is on the quiz. So if you know how to do this, you're good. What's the LCD of these two fractions?
6.
LCD is 6. Okay, so I'm going to convert both fractions, the fractional parts, into a denominator of 6. So what does 7.5 become? 3 6. What does 5 2/3 become? 5 4/6. And what's 7 plus 5? 3 6 plus 4 6. So is that my answer? Oh yeah, equals x. Is that my answer? No. Do you notice the improper fraction? What does 7 6 become?
13.
It becomes
1 1/6 plus 12 is finally your 13 1/6 equals your x. That's your final complete answer. I think that's why some of you missed number 31 on the homework last night, because you got a mixed number that had an improper fraction, so change it. Yes, ma'am.
What I did is I turned them both into improper fractions, so I got x minus 17 over 2 is equal to 15 over 2, and then I did it again, I got 10 over 6 is equal to 45 over 6, and then I added them and got 79 over 6, and then I just did the division and got the same thing.
Yes, you had to deal with bigger numbers. I have to deal with small numbers. So you could go that route, but there's a big error, there's a small thing that can throw your whole answer off. Because, now you're dealing with 45 6 and 34 6, and then you're trying to, you can, it's possible, but this is much easier to do. Okay, that was number 6. I'm going to give this one because I want to see how you guys handle it. Number 12 on that same page. I think it's the last problem above the word problem. Number 12. And be super careful with this problem because it's not as easy as it might seem at first. Can somebody tell me what I need to do to both sides? I need to do something to both sides, just like I normally would.
Subtract 3.
All right, I'm going to do that from both sides. Oh, nice. Y equals
6. Negative 6.33.
Okay, some of you are looking at this and saying, isn't that 0? No, it is not 0. Because if I wrote this out horizontally, it would be this problem, right? So it'd be negative 3.17 minus 3.17, which is the same thing as negative 3.17 plus negative 3.17, right? Stay, change, opposite. So then I realized, oh man, this is actually negative 6.34. Thank you. But that looks iffy to me at most. At the most, it looks iffy. Kind of does. But when I look back at the original equation, would 0 plus 3.17 equal negative 3.17? No. You would, if 0 plus this equals this in a positive version, but negative 6 plus 3 is about negative 3. That makes sense. So can you estimate to help yourself out? You could do it mentally. Just estimate mentally. Can you put it back into the original equation?
Sure.
And see if it helps you out. Yeah, you can do any one of those strategies to figure it out. How many of you got this the first time? You didn't need me to tell you? Okay, how many of you realized that this is what you needed to do instead of what you thought initially? That's okay. Just make sure that you get those down. And don't get tripped up. Oh, look at it's time for your homework already. Listen to me very carefully. I will say this one more time. And if I get a question, Mr. A, and if you ask the same thing I've already given to you, I can't help you out. Okay, I'm going to put the homework up here on the board. This assignment that I put up on the board is due on Wednesday because tomorrow you have a quiz. I'll write what the quiz is up to. And then I'll tell you this. If you do this homework assignment, though, it should help you for that quiz, even though it's not due tomorrow. So it's like a good way to study. It's just to do problems. And you might as well get the homework done early. All right. It's numbers 14 to 31. 36 to 43. Yes. Page 250. No. And it's Wednesday that it's due. So listen. Yeah, it is a little bit more, but it's like 2 nights worth of homework. And if you do a lot of it or most of it or all of it today, then you'll help yourself on your quiz. Perfect. If that's how you want to split up, fine. All right, and then I'll put here a quiz. So you guys remember there's a quiz. 5-1 through 5- Let me make sure I say it right. 5-5. But can you guys write something for me? Well, let me see here. I think you guys actually are good. Oh, no, that's good. Sorry? Let me pause you, Swivl.